Hello. So I did a little workout this morning, shocking, and I showered and I haven't done anything except my skincare routine, and I thought that I would just film myself doing my makeup because I do get some people asking what I do for my makeup routine. Okay, that is so much better. Made myself a coffee smoothie. Okay, so before I get into this, we need to have a little chat. As you guys know, I'm vegan, have been for like 5 years, and I have always tried my best to use cruelty-free products when possible when it comes to makeup and hair. That being said, I would say half of the stuff that I'm using today is not cruelty-free, either because it's sold in China, and if you sell in mainland China, you can't be considered cruelty-free because the Chinese authorities test products that are sold in China on animals, or they're owned by a parent company that's not cruelty-free. I just wanted to acknowledge I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be. I have rosacea. You guys might not be able to tell, maybe you can, because I do have one thing on my face that helps with redness, which I'll explain, but I have extremely sensitive skin. I actually have a huge rash on my stomach right now from using this like essential oil product. So whenever I try and use like super natural, cruelty-free, small company brands, they just break me out or they make my skin go crazy. And I have honestly tried probably like 10 foundations before I found one that I liked. I've tried like pretty much every cruelty-free one I could find, and all of the products that I'm using in this video I'm using because they work for my skin. I just wanted to put that out there. I honestly am trying my best to every new thing that I get a cruelty-free one, but for stuff like my foundation, because my skin is like so reactive and I have a skin condition, I can't use just anything. So I do honestly stand by the foundation that I'm using for this reason. So this kind of isn't a regular vegan YouTuber's makeup routine, because I know there are a lot of people who do use like all cruelty-free and natural products, and that's great, but this is more so a tutorial for people who, like me, have a lot of redness, have very sensitive skin, have reactive skin, and are looking for things that are going to work to cover it, but also not make their skin condition worse. So I hope that that makes sense. I'm gonna do my hair too. So I think I'm gonna do my makeup first because my hair is still wet. Also, what do you guys think? Do I have like wavy hair? I mean, I know I have wavy hair, but is my hair trying to curl? Like when I don't do anything with it, it does this. And I'm wondering, like I've always, if I leave my hair natural, it just poofs out and gets all wavy. Actually, if you watch my last hair video, then you'll see what my hair does. So now that we got that out of the way, because that's weighing on me, and I think just like going vegan, this is something that takes, quite a while to kind of fully do for some people, like myself. So yeah, please be kind. I know I'm not perfect. I never said I was. Gently brush my hair a little bit with a wet brush, and then while it's kind of still drying because it's pretty soaking wet underneath, I am going to do my makeup. The cruelty-free issue is so frustrating because I obviously 100% don't agree with it, but yet I still buy products that are not fully considered cruelty-free because they're sold in China, even though the company themselves doesn't test on animals. And I just find it so frustrating that that's a thing. Anyway, as you can see, my neck is a bit more yellowy in color than my face is. My face has a lot of redness, which honestly, like, so I've gotten laser treatments for my face. I have a whole video on that if you want to watch that. For my rosacea, I use a lot of products that help with redness and texture and stuff. So my skin honestly now has looked the best it ever has because of these products. But the one product that I can show you guys that is actually vegan and cruelty free, thank God, is this. It's the Stila One Step Correct Primer. And I have it on right now, and it minimizes my redness so much. Like, this is very minimal redness for me. This is like my skin looking really good. So this is like a serum and primer that comes out kind of like greenish purple, and it really like evens out your skin tone. So I put this on after my other serum that I used like 10 minutes ago. So I'm not gonna put more of that on, but if there's like one product out of all of this, if you have red skin or acne or like texture problems, if there's one thing I can suggest, or like uneven pigment, it would be this, and I'll link this and all the products that I'm using below. It's amazing. Like I cannot stress enough how good it is. So I use the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and I used to just use this like on by itself. But I found it kind of, because I have dry skin as well, so I found because it's like a matte finish, it kind of made my skin look really dry, and it wouldn't look good like a few hours later into the day. But this combination that I'm going to show you looks so good all day until I take my makeup off. It's shocking, honestly. So I mixed together 3 things right now. So the second thing that I use is this. This is like one of those bougie brands from the drugstore. Hydrating Complexion Corrective Soothing Moisturizer. So it's basically a tinted moisturizer, but it is like the best feeling one I've ever used. It feels so cool on my face. Same with this. It really cools my skin down, because if you have rosacea or like even acne, your skin can feel really hot a lot of the time, and my skin always feels very, very warm. So using stuff that cools your skin down and soothes it is really, really helpful, and most makeup isn't like that, but this really is, and this works so well. But I do have to mix it with something that's higher coverage, which this foundation is like full coverage. And then because I fake tan and I like to look a little bit bronzy, this is also certified vegan and cruelty free, like for real. This is the Drunk Elephant Bronzing Drops. I put it in the palm of my hand, and I do like a good amount of this. And this one you have to shake because it's so runny. It's like actually like water. A drop like that. Like I said, it's super full coverage, so a drop actually helps. And then I do a little drop of that. This is like gonna be the most time consuming part of my makeup routine to explain. But I never found that using just a foundation, because my skin is so dry, I never found it looked very good for very long. Still redness underneath, but the Stila really does help with that. So what I do with this is, because it is a tinted moisturizer, kind of, with some foundation mixed in, I apply it with my fingers for the most part. And for anyone who's watching this who has rosacea, or just anyone who has any skin problems, I keep saying rosacea because that's what I have, but I had acne when I was younger, so I know this applies to people with acne too, or any sort of skin, you know, problems. The people who don't have skin problems, who you know, who literally just take a tinted moisturizer and like rub it on their hands and rub it on their face and leave the house and they look perfect. I have wanted to be like that for so long. Like, it has been my dream to just be able to use my fingers to quickly rub a product on my face, and I have tried endless things, like endless tinted moisturizers, endless CC creams, endless lightweight foundations, and they never work. And this is the one thing that I really could just take it in my fingers and rub it on my face and it looks good. But because I'm doing this, you know, taking my time for a video, I am going over it with the beauty blender, but you don't have to, because I use so much of the moisturizer. It really helps like spread the fuller coverage foundation around. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is the one thing that has allowed me to feel like I can do a 5-minute makeup routine and just like rub it on my face and go. And that was a huge revelation for me, because I've wanted that to be my life so badly, and just be able to be one of those like low maintenance girls who doesn't have to take an hour to do her makeup and like be so careful all the time to apply it perfectly. And these products have allowed me to do that. And I know especially for the summer, it's going to be so nice to just be able to throw on these like 3 products as a base and go if I want to. People who have skin problems will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so just a close up. You can see that those bronzing drops really add like a sheen. Okay, so the next thing I'm using is a concealer. This one is by Makeup Forever, not cruelty free at all, which I friggin' hate. So obviously when I replace this product, I'll be getting one that is cruelty free. So if you guys have suggestions, put them below. But I'm just taking a little bit of the concealer and putting it with my finger just on the inner corner of my eye. And a little bit on my eyelid, and then I'll blend it out with a beauty blender. So you can see the difference. It just like brightens up this whole area. I don't really like putting too much concealer, like, you know, when people go like that and put like a ton of it. I'm just not good enough at makeup to do that, so I don't do that. Put a little bit on any blemishes, obviously. This is a bronzer that I've had for quite a while. I'm trying not to blind you. It's an Hourglass one. So what I do with this, and this works with any sort of light bronzer. I used to have a Bare Minerals one too that I liked. I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. It's like this, and I just use one of these brushes, and I use the tiniest little bit. Well, I guess it's not tiny. I kind of like put it on the brush and then tap a bit off, and then I'll just like so very lightly, because I don't want to disturb the product underneath. I just super lightly tap it wherever I put the concealer and wherever I don't want it to crease. Okay, next is blush. I use the Clinique Cheek Pop in Black Honey Pop. I just apply it to my cheeks and like a little bit back. And then I also put it on my nose in like a crisscross pattern and like brush it onto my cheeks, kind of, if that makes sense. And having a bit of like, you can't really tell in this lighting, maybe from back here. Yeah, having a bit of like pink on my nose kind of makes any sort of tan look a little bit more believable. I'll also put like a tiny bit of it on my forehead, because it really does make it look like you were kind of at the beach or out in the sun. I do that. Then I have this little Becca highlighter. This one is Champagne Pop. So I just take this little brush that I got for free from Sephora, and I put that on just my cheekbones, the high point of my face. Don't really have cheekbones, honestly. Then I take a little bit on my ring finger, like the tiniest bit, because this stuff is like blinding bright. And I put some on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. Okay, for eyebrows, I use Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. And ABH is cruelty free, I'm pretty sure. So it's that. And my eyebrows are microbladed. I have a video all about that if you guys want to see. But I do still fill them in a little bit. So what I do is just round them out, because I find they're still a little bit pointy for my liking. But I've just had pointy eyebrow arches like all my life. So see how it's like a little pointier there. So anyway, that's what I do for that. Okay, and then I just take the label's completely worn off, but it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, just in this brown color. And you want to like wipe off the product on this, because a lot of it comes out and it's kind of liquidy and it can just get everywhere. And then I just brush my eyebrows up with this. Next, I'm just taking this NYX Epic Ink liner in black, and I just do the tiniest line right along my lash line, just to darken it a little bit. I don't usually like mess around with a wing, maybe like a tiny little one, but I just do that because my eyes are a little too close together. I like to add a little bit of extra on the outside of my eyes. It's not perfect, but like I'm literally in isolation and the only person who's gonna see me is Greg, so I don't care. And then I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And I had a lash lift for a while, but I'm pretty sure only like a third of my lashes are still lifted, so they're kind of wonky looking. Don't care. So again, I do just kind of like focus it on the outside rather than the inside. For my lips, this is the holy grail. This makes me feel like I don't want lip injections because it looks so good. This is the Lip Cheat Reshape and Resize Lip Liner in Pillow Talk. Basically, it's just lip color. So I don't have tiny lips, but they're not, you know, the biggest either. So I love overlining my lips with this, and then I have just the matching lipstick color, which is so good. So you'll see the difference between when I don't have it on and when I do. I think Charlotte Tilbury used to be cruelty free and like still kind of are through a loophole, even though they do sell in China, but they're like only online there or something. But I think it's kind of like sketchy and up in the air. So but they used to be when I got these, I think. So I'm just gonna overline. I have kind of like pointy lips, so I try and round it out. I don't overline a ton on the top, but I do a little bit, like you can see the difference, but I do on the bottom. I draw kind of like outside of my lip line. So yeah, you can see that makes my lips look much bigger. And then I just use lipstick. And then usually I'll just take my finger and like clean it up a little bit. That is the look. This usually takes me 10 minutes if I'm not talking through it and like trying to justify the fact that I'm a bad person for owning some of these products. But there we go. I'm excited to do my hair because I have something new that I want to try. I will link all of the products that I used below if you're interested. Like I said, this makeup stays looking like this pretty much all day. I never really have to do any touch-ups except on my lips. So, okay, I'm gonna do my hair. My hair is partially dry, still really wet in some parts, but I have this new thing that I've seen all over TikTok, and it's a brush and hair dryer in one. It's by Revlon, and it came to $74 Canadian on Amazon. I thought it was gonna be like 50, but that was American, so. Anyway, I'm going to try and give myself a blowout with this. There we go. Also, I'm in my office right now. If you guys can't tell, that's where I record my podcast. So I'm going to split my hair into 2 sections. Okay, so I'm just going to spray some heat protectant. I'm being very generous with heat protectant because I got my hair highlighted a few weeks ago. And I plan on getting it highlighted even more once quarantine is done, and I don't want it to die. Hey, Willa. Like, Mom, what is that? It definitely is a lot smoother, and shinier than it looks when I just blow it with a blow dryer and it kind of blows all over the place. It's still damp, but I'm going to just switch to the other side. Because this is so huge, it's really hard to get into your roots. I also found that I used it on the cool setting, and the cool setting is as powerful but not hot as the high setting. So it's like mostly dry. I honestly, it still feels kind of damp, like way in there, but I have so much hair, it just takes like freaking forever. Like just, I have so much hair. So, thoughts. My hair is definitely sleeker, way less frizzy and straighter than when I blow dry it with a normal blow dryer, obviously. Because a normal blow dryer just like blows it all up and around and then the pieces curl and stuff. I think it looks better on camera than it does in person. Like it looks a bit more frizzy and dull in person, but I think the camera is kind of making it look shinier. So I don't hate it. I'm not like wow amazed, and I don't know how some people with super curly hair got such sleek results with it on TikTok and stuff. Maybe I have a bit too much product in my hair. My hair almost feels kind of greasy. Maybe I sprayed too much leave-in conditioner, but I don't hate it. I think it's going to be an amazing tool for kind of like finishing off my hair, and then I can just quickly straighten it or quickly curl it. It's definitely better than letting it air dry and trying to straighten or curl it, so I'm not mad about it. I don't hate it. I think that this would work quite a bit better for my sister who has thin hair, who doesn't have as much hair, and her strands of hair are also like thinner and less frizzy. I just have so much hair, guys. Like, I don't know if you can even tell how much I have on camera, but like it's so much. So it does take a lot to tame the hair, but I do honestly, I feel like I could use this and then put my hair in a bun or a ponytail, and it does look very sleek. Like it doesn't look like I just blew it dry, which is nice. So there we go. She's going in a bun for right now. That's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me. Let me know if you want me to do more. I did plan on like straightening my hair or something, but I'm in isolation if you didn't hear me say that 5 times, and I don't feel like it. So this is gonna be the look. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.